Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today, sat in the old jalopy, for another TV licence related video. Now, at the beginning of July this year, I did a video on a letter that was doing the rounds with the over 75s regarding the free over 75s TV licensing scheme coming to an end. The government was going to stop funding it as of the 1st of June 2020. Now, at the time, this caused a little bit of uproar in the media. People saying it's not right, you know, pensioners, they should continue to get the free TV licences, yada, yada, yada. Well, the BBC have sort of taken that on board a little bit, and they've made it as there are still free TV licences, however, you need to be in receipt of pension credit for it. Now, if you'd like to see that video that I did on that letter, I'll put a link up now for you. But basically, the letter was very vague. All it basically stated was that the current scheme was going to come to an end, as I say, as of the 1st of June this year, and that they would write to them in the future with more details of what they need to do if they want to claim a free TV licence after that date. Well, at the beginning of this month, my father received this. As you can see, it's a white 9x6 envelope. It's got the TV licensing logo on it, and it's got important information about your TV licence enclosed. So inside here is all the details of what pensioners will need to do as of the 1st of June this year. So we'll take a little look at this in a moment. One interesting thing that I did notice is on the return, the return address. Normally, for those of us who receive threatograms, of which I'm now sadly receiving them yet again, we have the postcode DL98 1AN. And the threatograms come from 1AT. So that's strange that there's two different postcodes. Obviously, the different departments. These are PO boxes, as it says on the back there. And if you do put that postcode in, you'll find it'll just drop you in the middle of some random street in Darlington, if any of you want to do that for a little bit of a fun exercise after watching this video, of course. Right then, we're going to jump straight into the letter, because we've got quite a bit to get through in this one. And we'll take it from there, shall we? So, as you can see on your screen there, we've got the letter. Now, in the top left-hand corner, you would have my father's name and address and his postcode, and there's some QR codes on there. I've removed those for obvious reasons, but in the opposite top corner, we've got the TV licensing logo. Beneath that, there's the TV licensing website, and then you've got the date this was sent out, which is March 2020. Underneath that, you would have my father's TV licence number. I've removed that, but on the threatograms, what you would have there is you would have a reference number. You know, they always like people having numbers and reference numbers, don't they? The letter goes on to state, Dear Mr H, as you may know, free TV licences funded by the government for all over 75s will come to an end on the 31st of May 2020. From the 1st of June 2020, anyone aged 75 or over receiving pension credit will be eligible for a free TV licence, paid for by the BBC. I like the way they got that in, you know, it's paid for by the BBC. You need to be receiving pension credit in your name, or this can be in your partner's name, if you are a couple and living at the same address. Then underneath that, we've got, if you are receiving pension credit, please apply now. They've put that in bold. If you are receiving pension credit, the application process for your free licence is open now. To help you, we've enclosed a leaflet which explains what you'll need to send us to support your application. It's a little bit worrying, isn't it? Please read the leaflet, then complete and return the enclosed form. They put that in bold. In the prepaid envelope provided, and we'll get your next TV licence set up and ready for you. Then it goes on to say in bold, if you are not receiving pension credit, please wait. Please wait for what? A bus? A train? How long are we meant to wait? Bit of a silly statement, that, isn't it? It goes on to say, if you are not receiving pension credit, then you will need to pay for your next TV licence. Boo. But in bold it says, don't worry though, you don't need to do anything now. You'll remain covered until the 31st of May 2020. We'll write to you again before your current licence expires to let you know the different ways you can pay, including information on how you can spread the cost and pay in smaller regular amounts. Woohoo! In the meantime, for the latest information about the changes to over 75 TV licences, you can visit, there's a website, or listen to recorded messages on, there's a phone number. Yours sincerely, Alison Roberts, Customer Service Director, TV Licensing. Now, what Alison Roberts has failed to mention, though, is that there's also another way. And simply, you can let the licence expire and not bother taking one out and go legally licence-free by simply altering your viewing habits a little bit and negate the need for a TV licence totally. You know, they've not been honest there, but that's a third option that I'll put in there and mention because Alison won't. So there we have it. There's obviously some criteria involved, and there's a form in this included with this correspondence, which we'll take a look at in a moment. I'm quickly going to turn over the letter now. Now, I'm not going to go through all of that information on the back. It's the usual yada yada that I've seen on threatograms, to be honest. If you'd like to read it for yourself, simply pause the video now and you can take a look at it. The one thing that I'm going to mention on that is that the font is slightly larger than what would be on the back of the threatogram, so it's a little bit of an insult, that, from the BBC to older people. It's basically stating that your eyes are going, so we're going to put it in larger print for you. But there we go. That's the letter that they've sent out. I'm now going to take a look at the form that we need to fill in. And there we have it. There's the form. I'm not going to go through that word for word because, as I said, there's quite a bit to get through. And simply this video would just ramble on and on. I'm just going to cover the main points. And in the middle there, we've got, please send us a photocopy of a document as proof that you are receiving pension credit. This could be a letter from the Department for Works and Pensions or the Pension Service, or in Northern Ireland, the Department for Communities or the Northern Ireland Pension Centre. So what they want basically now, they want pensioners to go out and take personal documents, get them photocopied at their own expense, and then send them off with this form to support their claim for a free over 75's TV licence. I won't mention what my thoughts are on that at this moment in time. We'll get through the little leaflet, and then we'll close this video and I'll give you my thoughts on it. So we'll take a look at the leaflet now. And here we have the leaflet that has accompanied these correspondence, that's basically stating applying for a TV licence paid for by the BBC, or should I say applying for a free TV licence paid for by the BBC. Now again, I'm not going to go through this leaflet word for word because there's quite a lot of bump on that. What I am going to do is I'm going to read out this page here. I'm going to concentrate on this one, which should be on your screen now. And it states what you'll need to apply. You'll need to send us a photocopy of a document as proof you or your partner is receiving pension credit. Then goes on to tell you it could be a letter from the Department for Works and Pensions, etc. And it states that the letter should provide details about your pension credit award and should be dated within the last 12 months. We don't need to see the amount you are receiving, just that pension credit is being received at your address. This means that you would only need to send us the first page of the letter. Right then, I'm going to now go back on the big screen. So there we have it, folks. That's what pensioners will need to do from now on if they wish to claim a free TV licence from the BBC. They're going to have to hot-foot it down to a newsagent or any library or anywhere that does a photocopy, pay for it at their own expense and send it off. Now, it's interesting that they state that they don't want to know the actual amount that you're receiving on pension credit, only that pension credit's being received. That then means that if they want to hide the amount, they're then going to have to start putting little stickers and things over the amount or crossing it out and things like that. It's a sort of chicken and egg type of thing. You can't have one without the other, can you? So it's interesting to note that that's what they now want pensioners to do. I personally think they shouldn't have them jumping through hoops. Under the previous scheme, all they needed to do was be informed by the DWP that they was over 75 and they got the licence. Surely, some kind of scheme can be put into place that all they need to do is confirm that they're on pension credit via the DWP and the pensioner concerned doesn't need to do anything. I simply think that they're putting these hurdles in people's way to discourage them from claiming the free licence. That's my personal thoughts on it. Another thing that will be interesting to note is that people who aren't eligible for the free TV licence after the 1st of June what will happen with them? Will they get some more soft reminders, you know, telling them that time's running out and they need to apply now type of thing? Or will they simply not bother, this is your one and only chance? And then what will happen to them? Will they get a different worded threatogram than the ones that the rest of us get? Or will they be just dropped straight into the threatogram cycle like the rest of us, and they'll have to deal with them like the rest of us, which is simply bin them. Right then, folks, this video's now getting on for about 10 minutes long, so I'm going to wrap it up here because, like I said, there was quite a lot to see in that one. It's just interesting to see how they're going to deal with the over 75s, because they have given these TV licences grudgingly. I think they wanted to blanket scrap them, if I'm being honest, but there we have it. So, folks, until the next time, from myself, Mr. H, as always, it is bye-bye for now.